It's so sad. It's so bland. สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. So last year I released a video where I tasted 5 different brands of red curry paste to find out which one was the best and which was the worst. After that video launched, many of you asked me to do the same thing for green curry paste, which is not surprising because green curry is actually my most popular video on the YouTube channel and also on my website. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to make my popular green chicken curry using 5 different brands of green curry paste that are most commonly available on the market here in North America, and I'm going to blind taste them. What's different this time is I don't want to be the only one tasting. I'm going to take my top 2 and then I'm going to get my friends and family to also taste them to see which one wins the most vote.
I like this one.
This one?
This one.
Oh, let's see what it is.
I like the first one better.
Really? Oh, interesting. Let's meet our contestants. First up, we have Maeploy. This is our winner from the red curry taste test, and it's been my go-to brand for years. It does contain shrimp paste, so a no-go if you're vegetarian, but it's probably a reason that I quite like it. Namjai, a very close runner-up in our red curry test. It's also become increasingly popular in Thailand, and because it's made for Thai people and not just for export, it also contains shrimp paste. Aroy-D. When Maeploy is not available, Aroy-D is what I usually get because it's the most commonly available brand at stores that I frequent. It performed very well in our red curry test despite it not containing any shrimp paste. Maesri, a very popular choice in the export market. People seem to love the tin format. In the red curry test, it was on the weaker side but had good flavor. No shrimp paste, but it's the only one that contains grachai, or written here as Chinese ginger, and I can really smell that. Thai Kitchen, the most commonly available paste in Western grocery stores. It is made in Thailand, but it's actually owned by McCormick and seems to be marketed to non-Asian customers. It came dead last in our red curry test, so let's see if it's any better this time. The smell was a little bit chemically despite it not having any additives, which is interesting. And those are the 5 contestants. Now, in terms of texture, Maeploy and Aroy-D are definitely drier than the other 3. Let's see if that affects the taste. Now, because I am taste testing, all of my ingredients are measured and weighed to be exactly the same to make sure that they are indeed exactly the same recipe. The procedure for all 5 are going to be exactly the same, so I'll only show you this once so you know what I'm doing to the curries, and the recipe, as always, will be on hotthaikitchen.com. If you want to follow along, I will link to it below. All right, let's turn these into curries. I'm gonna start by marinating my chicken breast in some fish sauce and just let that sit while we prep. Then in our pot, I'm gonna bring a portion of our coconut milk to a boil and then let it reduce until the fat separates. Then I'll add my curry paste and saute for 2 minutes. By the way, I also made sure to stir the coconut milk before using, as the fat tends to rise to the top, to ensure that every batch has the same amount of coconut fat in it. Then the rest of the coconut milk goes in, along with some water, some makrut lime leaves that I'll roughly tear and bruise, palm sugar, and fish sauce. Once it comes to a simmer, I'm going to let it simmer gently for 5 minutes so the curry paste has time to infuse into the liquid. Then the chicken breast goes in. Now, normally I prefer using chicken thigh because I can let it slowly braise in the curry and get better flavor that way. But since I got 5 curries to make today, I am making the breast version, which is faster. Once the chicken is about 70% done, which takes literally a minute for chicken this size, I'm going to add the bamboo shoots and bell peppers. Bring the curry back to a boil, and by that time, the chicken should be fully cooked. Off the heat and then stir in some Thai basil. And that is that. And to control for differences in evaporation during simmering, which can be significant, I weighed the final curries and then added water to make them all weigh the same as the heaviest one. For the tasting, I also reheated them so they are roughly the same warm temperature. That was a lot of work. I don't recommend anyone make 5 batches of curry all in one shot, but I did it for you. So I've already lost track of which is which, but just to be safe, I'm going to have Adam come in and move them around, okay? And just so you know, I'm not looking. I'm going to be right here, not looking. Okay. I'm very excited about this. Okay, we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And normally curry is supposed to be eaten with rice, but just so I can really taste the difference, I'm gonna have it straight up and then I'll have it with rice later. A little bit of chicken, a little bit of sauce. That's pretty good. Good level of spice. I would say medium spicy for most people. Number 2. Also pretty good. A little weaker than the first one and somehow a little sweeter also. Not as spicy, milder. Flavor is good. The first 3 are all very close. Number 1, a little more spicy than number 3, but flavor-wise, they're on par with each other. Honestly, so far, I am surprised how similar they are. This one is not similar. It's not spicy at all. It's quite weak in flavor, like 0 spice. It tastes now very sweet, but I wonder if the fact that it tastes sweet comes from the fact that the paste is so not spicy, so the sweet is coming out a lot more prominently. I think I might know what that one was. Last one. Interesting. This one kind of threw a little bit of a curveball. Hold on, hold on. Again, quite weak compared to the first 3, but definitely stronger than the 4th. More spicy than the 4th, but still not very spicy. Definitely less than the first one. But there's a bit of a curveball there because the flavor is slightly different. And I think I know which one that is because I think I can taste more finger root or gachai in that one, which when I opened one of the curry paste, I could smell the gachai flavor very prominently. Okay, I'm gonna do all this again with rice and then pick my favorite, but so far I feel like these 3 are very, very close. So arguably, this rice test is the most relevant one because under no circumstance should you sit with a bowl of curry and eat it like it's clam chowder. Like that's just not what you do, right? So this is the real life test here. And just to mix it up, we're gonna go in the reverse order, just so, you know, like the first time I was fresh for number 1, now I can be fresh for number 5. It's good. Probably a little weak if you ask me, like for my taste. I feel like it's a little mild, a little soupy as opposed to curry. And I'm making sure I'm not eating any pieces of basil because that's definitely gonna throw things off. Oh my God, it's so sad. It's so sad. It's so bland, so weak. OMG. I can't, like, it doesn't taste like green curry to me. It just tastes like soup of some sort. Yeah, that's not bad. It's definitely better. I feel like it's better than both of these. And these 2 are almost indistinguishable. I'm actually getting a chai note from that also. They're almost exactly the same. Like, whatever differences I tasted in the previous test is all gone now. Not bad though. It's got a little bit of heat, good amount of flavor, not bad. I think that wins. The strongest curry flavor. I put the same amount of sugar in here, but this feels the least sweet, which I think comes from the fact that the curry flavor is stronger than the rest, or that the salt is stronger, it's saltier than the rest. So the sweet is not as prominent because this is the saltiest one. The spiciest one also, I think, although that's close. I think I'm ready to call it. Number 1 is definitely my top choice. I'm going to taste the sauce of 2 and 3 again, just to break the tie, because with rice, it was a little hard to tell. Definitely 3. Just the flavors are just brighter, stronger. Okay, number 1 and number 3 are my top favorite. Let's reveal! I'm so excited. Oh, no way! I totally did not expect that. That's Aroy-D, everyone. Aroy-D. Oh, this is Maesri. Oh, that was the kachai that I tasted. Remember I said, I think I taste kachai in that one too. Maesri definitely smelled heavily like kachai. So Maesri is pretty good. Maeploy. Okay, so my default go-to. Actually, these two have kind of like been my go-to for a while. I'm slightly surprised that I prefer Aroy-D to Maeploy, but it's good to know. And then this one, I think no surprise there, that's Thai Kitchen. As weak as I expected it to be. Namjai is the last one, and which is not bad. Namjai was not bad, but I think it was a little weaker compared to the rest, weaker on the spice. Before we move on to the second part where I get my friends and family to break the tie of my top 2, I want to address a couple of things. If you saw my first curry paste taste test video, you'll notice that I tasted the sauce only for my first test. And I decided not to do that for this time because it's not a realistic test, right? In real life, you're not going to just make the sauce and then eat the sauce by itself. The real question we want to know is once you've turned them into finished dish, what are the differences that still remain? And then as I kind of expected, the differences were much less pronounced between the different brands once you start adding chicken and vegetables and herbs and all of these things. So the differences are still there, but they're less pronounced, which is good news. And the second thing I want to address, which came up multiple times from the last video, is shouldn't you make them according to the package instructions? Like, shouldn't you like take the recipe on the bottle and that's the recipe that you should make? Well, first of all, if I use different amounts of paste for each curry, that is not a valid test. Like, I can't compare ingredients if my process is not the same, right? But also, too, that is not the realistic situation. For most people, what they're going to do is they're going to find a recipe online somewhere. Hopefully, it's from thaiKitchen.com. And then the recipe is going to call for 3 tablespoons of curry paste or whatever it happens to be. And then they're going to go buy curry paste and put that amount that the recipe calls for in it. Most people are not cooking from backs of packages, so it's just not as realistic. Not to mention, recipes and instructions on the back of Asian packages are just, as a rule of thumb, not reliable. They're not tested. Like, I think they just put something there just to have it there. And if I were to follow the package instructions, you know what's going to happen? Thai Kitchen actually calls for the least amount of paste. It calls for less than Maeploy does. So I'm going to make the weakest one even weaker. So I'm not doing this any more favor. I'm not being any more fair to this guy here. And with that out of the way, I'm going to move on to my first friend, who is Adam, the cameraman who is sitting right here. And he's going to taste my top 2 and see which one he prefers. Adam doesn't know which is which. I changed the rice bowl, so everything looks the same. So I'm going to just move these around also just to mess it up. Put a lot of sauce so you can like taste it.
With this spoon, it'll take me till tomorrow.
Okay, that's good.
Much better.
Pretty good?
A little bit of spice. Very good. I like this one more.
This one? This one? Okay. You ready? Why? Why?
A little more going on. It just feels like a little sweeter, a little... Let me just one more time.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's good, but this is more interesting.
Okay. Maeploy! He likes Maeploy! My original go-to. All right.
Okay.
Well, now we have a Thai.
I'm allowed to stay.
Well, I mean, I preferred this one. But, so now we got 1 point for Aroy-D, 1 point for Maeploy. We got to break the tie. So I have brought the curries home, and conveniently I've got two friends here. First up is going to be Yuka. She's actually my son's nanny, so she eats Thai food with us all the time, so she's quite experienced. So let's see what she says. Here we go. Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu.
This is this one, right? Okay.
It's good though.
Hold on. You need to drink water in between.
Very close.
Exactly the same or not quite exactly the same?
This one's spicier, I feel.
Okay, which one is tastier? Which do you like better? You can try again if you want.
I like this one.
This one? Okay, let's see which one it is. Maeploy! Oh my gosh, she likes Maeploy also.
What?
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Next up is Lisa. She's a friend and a certified foodie. All right, Lisa, give it a go. Do you love green curry?
Yeah, I love the bamboo shoots.
Oh,
so
that's good.
I'm just gonna go all in on the bamboo. Okay, here we go. Okay. It's mild up front, and then the spice hits you afterwards. Round two.
Make sure the 2 bites are the same. Like if you had chicken in the last one, make sure you have chicken in this one also.
I think I just went for the rice and the sauce.
Okay.
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 I know which one I like.
The verdict is...
This one.
Oh, let's see what it is.
Which one?
What is it? Maeploy also.
I think it was a more like rounder, balanced flavor. This one just has the spice afterwards, but it doesn't have the other, like the sweetness.
I see.
This is a full-bodied flavor.
Thank you so much. So basically, this one wins. And this is my husband, Craig.
Put on a shirt just for this, you know?
This is number 1.
Good. I like the first one better.
Really? Oh, interesting. Aroy-D. Oh, Craig is on Aroy-D team. How come? Can you explain any
The
difference?
flavor is a bit more intense.
Really?
This one feels like it's a little bit. Yeah, it's less going on here. Let me just
Really?
double check.
Wow, that's like the opposite of what other people said. So I just tasted it again, just to confirm my decision, and I had a change of mind. I preferred Maeploy, and I didn't even know which I was tasting, and I still chose Maeploy. And interesting, but I think a part of it was that Aroy-D was the very first one that I tasted at the studio, and I was the most hungry. I hadn't eaten anything, so my senses were the most delighted maybe when I had it. Yeah, but that goes to show you how close they actually are. น้องกันจะกินแกงเขียวหวานไหมลูก
No.
Ow. All right, I am back. So, where does this leave us? Let's do a quick recap. So here they all are arranged in order of performance from top to bottom. We've got 4 people who preferred Maeploy and 1 who preferred Aroy-D. Now, because I had a change of mind, let's call that actually 3.5 versus 1.5. So if you can get Maeploy, go for it. It was also our top performer for the red curry taste test. Cannot go wrong. If this is not available, or if you are vegetarian, because this has shrimp paste, Aroy-D is a really good option. It was very, very close. And you can also add your own shrimp paste if you'd like. Now, Maesri, I was quite surprised how well it did this time, because last time it came out quite weak, but this time it was, pretty close to our top performers. Namjai, I'm a little bit surprised it didn't do better, because it did really well in our red curry test, and it was slightly weak. So if you've got Namjai green curry paste, I would use a little bit more. Maybe like add an extra tablespoon or so into the recipe. Finally, Thai Kitchen, No surprise there, it was very weak, as was the red curry paste. However, I understand that for many of you who don't have access to Asian stores, this is the only brand you've got, right? So if this is what you're working with, what I would recommend is use the whole thing for one recipe of curry paste, like a recipe that serves 4 to 5, just use the whole can. And no, it will not be too spicy despite the 3 chili warning on the packaging. Trust me, it is not anywhere near 3 chili. It's not even 1 chili if you ask me. So just use the whole thing. And before we wrap up, I want to quickly touch on something that was asked by many people last time, Lobo. What about Lobo? Lobo is a very popular brand of curry paste and sauces and seasonings in Thailand. In Thailand, my family uses Lobo, so it is a good one. I highly recommend it if you're in Thailand. But here in North America, it's not as commonly available, so that's why it was not part of our test. And that is it. I hope you found it interesting, and if you've got your own experience with curry paste to share, let us know in the comments below. And if you're based in other areas of the world, in Europe or Asia or anywhere, and you have brands that you want to recommend to the community, please also put it in the comments below. A special thanks to all of our Patreon members who help support the show. If you want to know what that's all about, how you can get in private chat with me, or you want to get some bonus recipes, check out the link in the description below. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time. สวัสดีค่ะ